Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela, and I've got questions for you. What opens with Shanice talking about how long it's been since she had sex? And what closes with Shanice's feelings being hurt because the man she married, who she didn't know, who's a stranger, say she a stranger? If you guessed Married at First Sight, Season 6, Episode 3, The Newlyweds, you're correct. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and sticking around to see how we get from opening to closing. Did I say I'm Angela and the channel is The Fabulous You? If I didn't, I'm saying it now. Subscribe! Okay. Consider subscribing if you like what I do over here. If you like, it don't cost you anything to like, subscribe. Comment might cost you a second. You know, subscribing and commenting might cost you a second or two. But go on and spend that second. I'm spending time bringing you content. You can invest something back. It's so hard. No, it's not. Okay, so we got 3 couples on the show. Remember, we have Molly with her dead dad and jobless John. We have Shanice and Jeffy. They're the black couple who come from big families and are the oldest childs. We have multi-job Ryan and then Jacqueline. So Shanice, this is the episode that aired 16 January 2018. Shanice is like, I think she said that she hadn't had sex in 14 months. And I'm kind of confused because I thought before she had said it was 3 or 4 years since she had sex. I mean, it ain't really none of my business. It's not really none of my concern. I was just confused because I'm like a little more than a year is different from 3 or 4 years, but whatever. Then we're picking up at the people going to the hotel room after marriage. So we're filling in some of the footage that we didn't get before. So Shanice is like, you know, he's probably gonna wait and see if I take the lead, which I have no problem doing. That's Shanice. She is a very, she's aggressive in a way that we see that Jeffy is not. And we don't know how it's going to play out. And I feel so anxious about this particular couple because I want the black couple to get married at first sight and be happy. And I feel bad because the couple last season broke up. And, you know, I feel like we be having other stuff to worry about. And it's a whole nother layer of drama sometimes, oftentimes, you know, stuff for us to deal with as black folks. So I'm happy to see the Reverend there advocating, and I wish that the Reverend had gotten married at first sight so he could really help to guide the people through what the process is, because it's an unusual process, but I like it. Okay, so then we see Molly and John, and she's like, you know, I like your mom. She makes he says that she makes him feel like losing his job was worth it because he's just crazy about her. He thinks she's gorgeous and wonderful and fabulous. Everybody is happy so far. Then we got Ryan and Jackie, and he's like, you know, it feels really nice to be Jackie is saying, Jacqueline is like, you know, it feels really nice to be a taken woman, and Ryan is gushing or whatever. And then Shanice tells Jeffy to take off his wedding ring and read it, and she's engraved the wedding date inside of his ring. And then it's kind of like, if she had just left it at that, I'd have been like, okay, cool, that's sweet. And she's like, so you'll always know when our anniversary is if you forget. And I'm kind of like, okay. It's kind of like a little bit intense. Shanice is very excited. She's intense. She's high strung. She's high energy. And, you know, she's getting into the hotel and moving around, and they got a little container on the counter with condoms. And, you know, Shanice is like, whoa, they got condoms. And Jeffy is kind of like, you know, not tonight, you know. And then we see Molly and John. They're very attracted to each other. He lets her know that he sleeps in the nude. And then we see Ryan is taking off Jackie's shoes, and Jackie is taking off Ryan's tie. So I had heard on the blogs that somebody had sex the first night. I was thinking that it was Molly and John, but then when I saw Ryan taking off Jackie's shoes and Jackie taking off Ryan's tie, I was kind of like, okay, maybe, you know, I don't know. Then we see Shanice taking off her, she said she taking off her Love and Hip Hop makeup, and she's scared to show him her real face, but her cute behind. And then it's their first day together as hubby and wife, and they're waking up to a total stranger who's also their spouse. It is kind of like just a wild concept. John and Molly. John feels like his wife is pretty without makeup. Jackie and Ryan, they got the condom on the floor, so they the one that probably used the condom. And she's happy because she's found out that he's a cuddler. So I guess after they had sex, he cuddled, and he's like saying, you know, this is my wife, so I'm gonna cuddle her or whatever. You know, they still vibing. And then Jeffy does not like, he's like, my wife is really, really super cute, but I do not like that she pees with the door open. And I'm like, oh my gosh, has he even been in any serious relationships and now he's married? Because that's like some like high school boy type conversation. Like I'm like, I don't know if he ready. Hopefully the therapist and people will be able to help him get ready. But is he ready for like a real woman, a real person? Like, okay. And but he thinks she's adorable. I said that. And she wants him to put her number in his phone. She's like, we're married and you don't even have my number in your phone. And, what are you going to put my number in? And he puts her down as like her first and last name. And that kind of upsets her because she feels like he should put her down as wifey or the most. And he's like, well, I put a heart by it. She's like, she is really like intense. And she's like, she barely know the man. Don't let the man hurt your feelings, mama, when you just barely know him. But I know it's like an emotional type situation to be married to someone. And like, how do you process that? But she's coming on very type intense. And I feel for Jeff D. But she is very adorable. I really like her. She's very sweet. I like her energy. She's funny to me. She has the best smile. He has the best smile. They're really cute, but it's just such a weird situation. The couples have gotten gift baskets from the production from Married at First Sight, and that lets them know that they're going to Jamaica. It's got their tickets and whatever in it, so they're all going to the same destination, we find out, so they can be an additional support system for each other. And John's boys, we find out when they're packing, got him a ball gag, and Molly is kind of like not really so amused and kind of like, well, does it mean anything? She don't really know what to make of it. And I imagine that his boys probably thought that was funny, and he thinks it's funny in a way, but she like, don't be bought thinking it's kind of, it would make me kind of nervous too, because you don't know the person, you don't have any context, so it's like, you don't want nobody to be, hold on now, slow your roll, bro. So we have that. And then we have a post wedding in-law brunch. So Jeff D's family has gone back to New York. I don't know where they are, maybe someplace down south like in Florida or something. So I think it's basically just Shanice's family at this brunch, but it's a bunch of people. And we find out that Jeff D's brother is locked up and Shanice has an uncle who's been killed. They're kind of bonding really over being black folks in this world and the trauma and drama that a lot of black folks have experienced. So, I think that the brunch goes well. Somebody asked about if they had sex. I don't know who it was. I couldn't really figure out or see really clearly on the TV. But anyway, their brunch goes well. Then we have Molly and Jonathan, and both of the moms feel that their expectations have been exceeded. So they're really excited about Jonathan. And Molly, the families like who was picked. And then we see Jacqueline and Ryan's family brunch, and Jackie's dad, I think, is a bit upset, and he kind of cries. He nervous, he anxious, he don't know what to expect. But so far so good. They think that the experts are doing well. And I think at least two of the couple's families praise the experts for the match. So, that's kind of exciting. That's good. And then we have the pre-honeymoon sessions. And Molly and Jonathan, he still thinks that she's beautiful. They have escalated to holding hands. So their physical intimacy is just growing. And then we have Ryan and Jacqueline, and the woman who's doing the counseling session is like, the experts were really excited about, this couple, about putting them together, and the therapist can see that there's the experts felt that there would be a lot of chemistry, and the therapist like, I can see the chemistry. I think that's an understatement for y'all had sex. And then we see Shanice and Jeff D, and he is like, well, she's basically a stranger and I have to get to know her. And Shanice is very upset by this statement. And, Jeff D is saying, I'm not comfortable. I don't know who she is. And I don't really understand why Shanice is upset, because, yeah, y'all are married, but you're still getting to know each other. And she's just Shanice is very, like, intense. Like, I don't know if intense is a word, but, like, it's like she feels things deeply. But it's like you don't know them, so just try to breathe deeply and relax. And I know you're on an emotional high and roller coaster because you just got married to a stranger, and you was probably like, woo, I got married, I'm about to have sex. She ain't had that sexual release yet. You know, she trying to push up on him, and he like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And it seemed like they're getting into this cycle of her pushing and him pushing, and, you know, yeah. So then we're at day 2. Ryan says that he's not used to wearing condoms, and I didn't really understand that whole thing, because I guess, I don't know, has he been married before? Does he have children out there? Why ain't he used to wearing condoms? I guess they get tested for STDs if whoever his sexual partners have been, and then she uses birth control and he don't wear. I don't understand. And then we see Jonathan and Molly, and Jonathan's arms and legs are crossed in the car when they're on their way to the airport. So I'm like, you know, the body language, it looked like, you know, he might have been having a moment of feeling like he needed to protect himself or feeling exposed or whatever. And then I was like, did Jeffy say that he had never been out of the country? And sure enough, this is his first time out of the country. Baby boy, go to Haiti. Go see your people's place. I know it can be, traveling can be expensive. I guess, too, on a teacher's salary. Shoot, you ain't hardly got, you can barely get back and forth to school, let alone. And then we're in Ocho Rios in Jamaica. That's where they've gone for their, you know, for their honeymoons, or where they've been sent for their honeymoons. Ryan and Jackie are wearing Mr. and Mrs. t-shirts. I think we saw them wearing them before. And Ryan really likes the hotel. It's a nice, they have suite. Some, you know, they're in different suites. And we see John and Molly arriving, and they're excited about their suite. And she says it's the perfect environment for the growth of love. And I'm like, for the growth of his penis? Is that what you're saying, girl? But anyway, then we see Shanice and Jeffy arrive, and their luggage is still in Fort Lauderdale. Their plane had been delayed, and Jeffy hopes that it isn't a bad omen. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, Jeffy, it's not a bad omen. It's just, that just happens sometimes. But it's like, I'm getting really anxious about this couple. Like, I really want them to gel and like relax and fall in love. And it's like, I'm getting stressed about them. You know, Shanice is like, you know, it's his first time. She's like, oh, it's your first time out of the country? And Jeffy is like, yeah, and it sucks. And she was about to say at the same time that he's saying, and it sucks, she's saying, and it's with me. She's trying to like keep it positive. And he's like, yeah, it sucks. And she kind of feels a little offended by that. Like, how can it suck? It's with me. We're married. It's, you know, and, she's like, you know, we were both so married, so ready to get married that we married strangers. And now he acting like he don't even want to be on a first date with me. And I guess for him, he's probably like, now that they're married, he can relax and get to know her. But I'm just like, I think he might be in over his head. When the granddaddy said at the wedding, was that the granddaddy? He's in over his head. He can't handle it. I don't know. Maybe the granddaddy saw something, because I'm like, and then also I'm just like, I know the show, there's going to be drama. There's going to be ups and downs, and I can't be getting emotionally invested. And even now I'm like not breathing deep, because I'm just so concerned about these people's relationship who I don't even know. But I'm just praying for Jeffy and Shanice, and I just want them to be happy and to find love, and to, you know, I just want it to work. And I just, the pressure. And Jeffy keeps expressing that they are strangers, and he wants to move at the same pace as a normal relationship. He's like, I don't care that we married. I'm not going to, you know, jump in and, you know, if I was dating you, I wouldn't have jumped in and had sex with you on day one. I'm not going to jump in and have sex with you on day one now, which is good, you know. And, you know, it's different ways to interpret it. I'm not saying that her way is the wrong way, or, you know, I'm not saying that. I'm just like, you know, they just need some support in understanding where each other is coming from. And I also think that it's good because, you know, you can have sex and you can have sexual chemistry, and if it works, it's good. But sex is a relationship. It's like learning how to talk to each other, learning how to communicate with each other, learning what the other person likes, learning what the, you know, and it's like they don't even know each other's, you know, it's nothing wrong with getting to know each other, and that strengthens your relationship, because you know who you're dealing with, and, you know, whether it's sexually or living together or whatever, it's cool to slow your roll. And I know, you know, I'm just, Shanice, girl, just We just gonna breathe. Oh, look, that's it. I think that's the end of my recap on Married at First Sight. Thank you for sticking around for the video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you aren't already a subscriber, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, if you're not new to the channel, everybody here, welcome. Everybody here, good. Share the video. And you know what your assignment is for today and for always and all moments, right? It's to be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous, you. Bella thinks that's like a key word for her. Whenever I say that, she gets up. This is the video vixen. She off screen. Y'all can't see her. But be you. Be fabulous.